Now, how's it going, guys? Hope y'all are doing great. This is E-Vlog coming to you live. Now, how's it going, and guys? Welcome back on another live stream on my review on SmackDown this past Friday, June the 20th of 2025. Now, there is a buzz going due to the fact that John Cena cut this promo. This damn promo that is buzzing everywhere. Now let's look into it because it was quite an interesting promo, and for the fact that it kind of reminded us of the same promo that Punk cut on John Cena 14 years ago, kind of speaks a precedent to this time, right? But what did John Cena say? What did he actually say? Now let's look into it. Now, after I'm done with this promo, I'm going to do the review on everything, most of the stuff, or most of the topic that took place on this past Friday SmackDown. Now, you all know John Cena started his heel turn persona during the time The Rock wanted Cody Rhodes' soul, and Cody Rhodes refused to sell his soul to the final boss, and John Cena turned heel. And ever since then, John Cena has carried this heel persona for quite some time now. So his feud with CM Punk has been going on for quite some time, for a couple of weeks now. And then it happened with this damn promo. Now, what did John Cena say, actually? After delivering an attitude adjustment on the table, John Cena climbs up the turnbuckle, okay? And he goes, "Punk, as you lay there and you're most uncomfortable, somebody's afraid of what I'm going to say. I hope you can listen. I hope you can digest it. Because before I leave here in 6 months with the WWE Undisputed Championship, I got to get a whole lot of stuff off my chest." Now, when he said this, my mind is already going like, wait a minute. I've heard this before. This kind of resembles a situation 14 years ago. But anyways, let's keep going. John continues to say, "First things first, I don't hate you. I just like you. I like more than anyone you ever shared a locker room with." Like he's trying to say, I like you more than anyone you have ever shared a locker room with. That's for sure. I hate this idea of you. Now, when he said this, my mind is already bugging. Like, wait a minute. This is familiar. This sounds very, very familiar to me. You know, my memory was starting to come back. It's flashback. Wait a minute. Doesn't this sound like the same thing CM Punk said to John Cena? But let's carry on. John continues to say, "I hate this idea of you. This idea that you are the best in the world. This idea that you are the best in the world. You are not. I am the greatest of all time." Now, wait a minute. They've been saying this, the greatest of all time, that John Cena is the greatest of all time for quite some time now. Now, you say, you guys know what they say. You say something enough, you say it multiple times, it starts to stick. But I don't think this will stick. John Cena might say it, the WWE might say it, but I just don't think that they believe that John Cena is the greatest of all time. I don't think so. When John Cena goes away, when this feud is done, when he walks away from WWE, I don't think any one of us will say that John Cena is the greatest of all time. I just want to point that out. Now, moving on. "You're better than me at one thing. you are the best bullshitter in the world. Okay, he's calling CM Punk the best bullshitter in the world. Even though that John Cena is doing the exact thing Punk did to him, he's calling CM Punk the best bullshitter in the world. He continues to say, "Hey, I am breaking the fourth wall. Haha. The truth is, Punk, I am jealous of you. I am jealous that you have conned these people into believing the myth that you are the best in the world. Shoot this. Hey, Claudio Castagnoli. Hey, Nick Nemeth. Hey, Matt Cardona. How you guys doing?" Now, at this point, when John Cena, what's good, Liam? When John Cena called out these names, these three men, these past, okay, first of all, let me just say this. The names that were dropped, Claudio Castagnoli, if you guys know, or most of you or some of you who may not know who these guys are, Claudio Castagnoli was known as Cesaro in the WWE. You all remember Cesaro, right? Cesaro. He called out Cesaro. And he called out Nick Nemeth. Now, who's Nick Nemeth? Nick Nemeth is Dolph Ziggler. Okay? Dolph Ziggler. Nick Nemeth. And the other name is Matt Cardona. Now, Matt Cardona, his WWE gimmick name was Matt Ryder, if I'm not mistaken. Right? Oh, sorry, Zack Ryder. My bad. It's been a long time. As soon as I said that, as soon as I said it, I'm like, wait a minute, no, that doesn't sound right. Zack Ryder. Zack Ryder. Now, what makes this interesting is the fact that these three men, okay, these three men wrestled John Cena. These three men were, let me say, the WWE universe, the WWE fans wanted, okay, they wanted these men to be pushed. They wanted these men to get the shine that they well deserved. They wanted these three men to get absolutely be the greatest or one of the greatest WWE of our time. But it never happened. And we all know that John wrestled these guys and buried their asses. They never get the elevation that the WWE expected them to get. Cesaro, great worker, great wrestler. You know, he knows he's very strong. He knows how to put in the work. Now, the only thing I remember Cesaro winning, like a legitimate something that I can talk about, is the King of the Ring. I believe he won the King of the Ring at some point. He won a couple of, WWE titles, but not major titles. He never won the WWE World Heavyweight Champion. He never won WWE Championship, So it's kind of interesting. Dolph Ziggler, on the other hand, became World Heavyweight Champion at one point. That was only once. And I believe he cashed in his money in the bank or something, and then he won. He became a World Heavyweight Champion once, right? Zack Ryder, on the other hand, never got the elevation that the WWE Universe wanted him to get. That was a time. There was one point when The Rock was in the ring, in the middle of the ring, and the WWE Universe, the WWE fans said, "We want Zack Ryder. We want Zack Ryder." They were chanting, "We want Zack Ryder." And The Rock had to play into it and said, "Woo, woo, woo, you know it. I know. So fans has wanted Zack Ryder to be pushed. They wanted him to get the shine that he well deserved. That was the time he won Money in the Bank, if I'm not mistaken. I don't think that really went anywhere. Okay. I don't think that really went anywhere. But the main point to what I'm saying, the main reason why I'm talking about this is the fact that these men did not get the elevation that WWE fans wanted them to get. Thus, we believe that John Cena played his politics. Okay? He played his politics. So, use the golden shovel to bury their asses. So, for him to call their name at this point, could it be a foreshadowing? Okay, could it be a foreshadowing of his next opponent for the next 6 months? Because again, 6 months is quite some time from now. It's 6 months. Okay, there are 4 weeks in every month. So I believe for some particular reason, he called their names. Maybe WWE will bring them back for a shot at John Cena. It could also lead to the reason why WWE fired a couple of, superstars, right? I know R-Truth was one of them, whose I'm going to talk about in a few moments. So could it be that WWE had to let go of a couple of stars in order to bring in these 3 men to take their shot at John Cena? Because John Cena has 6 months, and 6 months is half a year. And just like I said, 4 weeks in 4 weeks in every month. So these 3 men can probably, this is just my speculation, these men can probably be of use to take on John Cena. Not like their career will go anywhere from here on out, but to throw John Cena opponents to face. You know what I mean? Now, let's continue. The promo continues. You are promo potato salad, pal. Hey, you are no longer the voice of the voiceless. You are a freaking billionaire. Despite yourself, you are not Punk. You are a capitalist, and you are against TKO, dude. You are Mr. TKO because they knocked your balls technically off your body, So, this promo signifies a lot of things. It helps to, and the way John Cena cut this promo, he did it in such a calm, smuggy looking, condescending way, which is pretty good. I like that. John Cena is definitely playing into his heel character. I really like that because the way he did it, he was carefree. He was condescending. He just didn't care. He just didn't give a rat's ass at this point. Great promo, by the way. Great promo from John Cena. I think I'm looking forward to see how Punk is going to respond because this was the exact same scenario, exact same promo that Punk cut on John Cena 14 years ago. Now, Punk is definitely correct saying that John Cena is trying to copy him. John Cena is trying to do the same exact thing that he did. And because he understands very well that holding that title is corrupting or has corrupted John Cena, he's going to have to liberate him, take that title away from him because he's been corrupted by that title, So it's kind of 14 years ago, Punk was the bad guy, John Cena was the good guy, and now this situation has switched. Cena is trying to do the same thing Punk did, trying to leave WWE with the WWE Undisputed Champion in 6 months, and Punk is trying to stop him. Now, the Night of Champions is closing in on us. I'm not sure after Night of Champions, what's going to happen? Maybe these men, these three men John Cena called out, might make an appearance in the WWE to take on John Cena. Because John Cena said it before, you keyboard warriors, I have beaten your best. There's nothing, the best you can offer. I've beaten all of them. Maybe these men may come back to WWE and take on John Cena for condescending their name the way he did. Because for him to call out their name and waved and in a condescending way, I believe it could speak to something for a near future feud with Cesaro, Zack Ryder, or maybe Dolph Ziggler once again. I'm not sure what these men are currently doing right now. Maybe they're currently in another promotion. Maybe not. I haven't really looked into their career after WWE. I did see a clip that Claudio Castagnoli is in AEW for some particular reason. I did saw a clip on that. But I'm not sure what they are currently doing at this particular time. Are they going to be rehired by WWE for a contract to take on John Cena I don't know. So going back to the beginning of the show, okay? I wrote a couple of things down that I'm going to address here. So SmackDown kicks off with the camera. I do like what they do now with the beginning of the show. The beginning of the show, the WWE comes out and shows its stars coming in, their expression and all of that stuff. The camera was on RKO, Alyssa Bliss, Oscar, Solo, and R-Truth. Speaking of R-Truth, I thought that R-Truth is now Ron Killings. After R-Truth attacked John Cena, he called out his real name. So I thought that now WWE will be using Ron Killings instead of R-Truth. And speaking of R-Truth, nothing really changed. Nothing really changed that I would say this really stands out. I can separate him. I can separate R-Truth from Ron Killings. Or I can separate Ron Killings from R-Truth. Nothing has really changed from R-Truth. He did cut his hair. His theme song didn't change. His wrestling techniques or wrestling arsenals, his moveset didn't change. In fact, he is copying John Cena's moveset. And their match said it all. Now, I know during the beginning of the show, he attacked a couple of people or whatever, to kind of show that he has turned heel, or he has turned an anti-hero kind of persona, but nothing really changed. Nothing really changed. His movesets is definitely the same movesets as like John Cena. Nothing has changed. I remember when I watched him in TNA, and even early WWE, when he will come and he will spin himself around to hit, like nothing really changed with his moveset, So how does this help him after his contract with WWE? Because we all know from what we heard, he agreed to sign with WWE after they let him go. He agreed to sign on the fact that when he's done with the feud with John Cena, or when he's done with his contract, he can go to another promotion and continue his career. Right? And that's the reason why he used Ron Killings. Now, WWE, the commentary sections, they do call him Ron Killings, but when he came out, he used R-Truth. So which one should we use? Which one is he adapted to? Which one is he really, really holding in on? And I think that's a problem, because I believe that nothing has really, really changed from R-Truth. He is still using goofy moves like John Cena's goofy moves as before. When he turned from R-Truth to Ron Killings, I was expecting his moveset to change, like persona, maybe new music, I'm not sure. Maybe I haven't really looked into his contract signing with WWE to know how long we have with him. How long are we going to continue to see him wrestle in WWE? I don't know. If you know, please put it on the comment section. But based on what we're getting, I'm not sold. I'm not satisfied with Ron Killings. Who should we call him as? Should we go with Ron Killings? Or should we go with R-Truth? Which one are we going with? He needs to pick one and hold on to it. I was excited when he went with his real name. I was really excited when he turned from R-Truth to Ron Killings. Because he's been used as a comedic character, although the WWE Universe loves him, although we love him, although he has WWE fans on his back, right? But at the same time, since he has turned into this persona as Ron Killings, he should hone into that because there is something there that he can be able to give us. We've seen his comedic character for years now. We've seen it all. We've seen it all. We've seen all his comedic character persona. We've seen all, I have seen it all. There's nothing else there. If he has turned himself into Ron Killings, he should hone into it. And WWE should hone onto his real name, Ron Killings. When he comes out, his name should not be R-Truth anymore. He comes out with R-Truth name, but then again, the commentary, people are calling him Ron Killings. Which one should we go by? They should stick to one, And I think the one he should stick with is Ron Killings. Where does he go from here? Because his match with John Cena is over. I don't think these two are going to fight again. And although he attacked Stars during their match, Aleister Black versus the guy he was wrestling with, R-Truth attacked, he interfered in that match, to play into his new character, which I like, right? And the backstage, when Aleister Black confronted Ron Killings for interfering in his match, it was pretty based promo. I do like it, but at the same time, I'm expecting so much more from Ron Killings. I'm expecting so much more because if this is his last run with WWE, he needs to make it count. Stop using John Cena goofy movesets. Stop putting him in just stop use your own moves. And I know he has his own moves. I have seen his work in TNA. I have seen his work early on in WWE. He has his own moveset. And again, with Ron Killings, he should develop new moves. He should develop new character, new persona, new move, change his song if he wants to change it. Because What's Up song, the What's Up theme song, we've heard it. We've heard it all. We've heard it. If he wants to be taken seriously, shouldn't he change a new song, a new theme song? And I know he's very skilled and talented. And I know that if WWE invest on him well enough to give him a new theme song, I think he can even create a theme song of his own. Because he's talented, like that. He can rap. And I think that's one of the things that I see. I can see why he gets along with John Cena, because John Cena's theme song was John Cena rapping, So I can see why they get along. But if they invest on him as Ron Killings, give him a new theme song, a new swag, a new moveset, or he should bring back the moveset he used to use in TNA. I think that will work out, because this thing that they're doing with this thing that they're doing, I don't understand it. Which one should we call him? Ron Killings or R-Truth? They keep going back and forth in the commentary, because I'm not sure which one we should call him. And now, his match with John Cena just happened. What now? Where does he go from here? His feud with John Cena, I believe it's done. John Cena beat him 1, 2, 3. Where does he go from here? Is it over with Ron Killings' gimmick? Is he going to go back to, I mean, he wasn't even Ron Killings to begin with. Where does R-Truth go from here? Or where does Ron Killings go from here? That I don't know. So let's move on to the next topic. Let's move on. LA Knight comes out, calls out Seth Rollins, and Paul Heyman answered the call. And Paul Heyman told LA Knight to leave the ring, leave the arena, or there will be consequences. LA Knight responds by saying, I'm going to turn my back and give you, since your Seth Rollins is not here to answer my call, since you're here in the ring, I'm going to turn my back and let you take the first shot. If you don't take the first shot, I'm going to whoop your candy ass. I'm going to whoop your ass. LA Knight turns around. Of course, Paul Heyman is not going to take the first shot. He scoops right out of the ring. And then Seth Rollins' goons tries to attack LA Knight. LA Knight grabs a chair and scares them off. And then they finally have a match. Okay, they had a match. The match didn't go as LA Knight planned because Seth Rollins' goons don't really care if they win or not. All they want, their main objective, is to destroy LA Knight. Because during LA Knight match versus Bronson Reed, I call him Bronson Fatu, Braun Breakker interfered. And although the ring announcer didn't let us know who won the match, I don't think that they announced who won the match, because based on how things goes, once someone interferes, right? It would have been nice to hear the announcer say, due to interference, LA Knight has won the match. That's what I was expecting, but I don't think I didn't hear that. You know? So Braun Breakker interferes, and they literally decimated LA Knight. Bronson Reed delivered Tsunami 3 times on LA Knight. I'm not sure LA Knight is going to compete next week, Friday Night Smackdown, because, due to the fact that they attacked him, beat him up, and Bronson Reed delivered Tsunami 3 times. That was the same thing that injured Jey Uso, if I'm not mistaken. Right? What's going on, Gan? Best in the world. Thanks for coming to the chat. If I'm not mistaken, that was what injured Jey Uso, and thus costing him the World Heavyweight Champion against Gunther, right? So he delivered 3 tsunamis. That's a big thing. So next week, we'll see what's the situation with LA Knight, if he's still able to go, if he's, and their promo was a bit boring. Bronson Reed and Braun Breakker attacking LA Knight. Their promo was a bit boring. It could have been a bit more. I have always said Seth Rollins doesn't really need Paul Heyman. But since they put him with Paul Heyman, I think it sets the stage for Roman Reigns to come back. And I know the WWE fans, the WWE Universe, they've been expecting the Tribal Chief to make his return. I'm not sure if that's going to happen anytime soon, but I'm hoping that they will prove me wrong. The Tribal Chief needs to return. Of course, if Tribal Chief returns, he's going to definitely have to take on Seth Rollins. And then, which will set the stage on where will Paul Heyman, whose loyalty is he going to lie on? Is he going to betray Seth Rollins and go to his Tribal Chief? Or will he stay with Seth Rollins and battle his Tribal Chief? Of course, if this happens, then Roman Reigns will have to rely on his bloodline, which are Solo Sikoa, Jacob, he's going to have to rely on his bloodline to have his back. You know what I mean? So it's going to change things around. It's going to tweak things around, which I'm not sure if the WWE Universe is ready for. but I know what they are ready for is for his return. You know, because how the feud is going, I don't really mind it. It's pretty good. It's pretty good. I don't mind it. I don't mind it. How's it going, Kyrin? Thanks for coming to the chat. So Aleister Black and our true situation happened. I already talked about it. Cody Rhodes comes out, Jey Uso comes out, and they are having their promo. Okay. Jey Uso says to he tells Cody Rhodes, I know we're best friends. I know we're good, I know we're in good terms, all these things, but when it comes down to it, it's every man for himself. I think this plays to if they end up fighting each other for the King of the Ring champion or whatever, it's every man for himself. And in that moment, Orton comes out, or Sami Zayn comes out, says his piece, and tells Cody Rhodes that he's had his time. He looks at Jey Uso and tells him, you two have had your time. You finished your story. Now it is time for me to finish my story. My time is now. Both of you have had your time. Now, I want to say something about Sami Zayn real quick. Listen, man. I came from the Attitude Era. I came from the Attitude Era. And even before that, I have seen, before the Attitude Era, in the 80s, wrestling. To be a world champion, to be a WWE champion, I do understand. If you have the wrestling skills, which I think Sami Zayn has in his arsenal, he is a technical wrestler. I like his wrestling moves. The only thing, and I think when Orton came out during that promo, with the way he condescended, the way he looked at Sami Zayn, he actually did that in a disrespectful way, and I can understand. I can totally understand. Sami Zayn needs to gain some damn weight. He needs to gain some muscles, man. That's where I'm going. If you see the greats, I believe in the looks. I believe in looks. Looks matters. Okay? Looks matters. I believe in the greats. If you talk about the WWE Championship, the list goes on. Hulk Hogan, Bret the Hitman Hart, Shawn Michaels, the list goes on. The Rock, Stone Cold Steve Austin, Triple H, all these men. If you want to bring the World Heavyweight Championship title, the list goes on. Ric Flair, Booker T, five-time. The Brahma Bull, the Jabroni beating, pie eating, thriller blazing, eyebrow raising, movie star, can't stop till you get enough. The Rock. To Stone Cold Steve. I think Stone Cold has never won the World Heavyweight Champion. But anyways, you guys get what I'm going with this. Triple H, Randy Orton, John Cena. If you see the looks, Batista, God damn it. If you see, they have a championship look. They have a champion's look. Although, you also have to put in the work that will match the look. They got the look. They got the persona. They have they have the it factor. Now, like I said before, I am not taking anything away. Okay? I'm not taking anything away from Sami Zayn. He's a great wrestler. He's a great technical wrestler. I like his move sets. The only thing that I don't like is his shape. The man looks like a homeless, a hobo, you know? It's not really about his beard or whatever, it's just his shape. The shape Sami Zayn is in, it's not the type of shape that warrants him to win the big one. The shape is in gives him the shape of maybe in the Intercontinental Championship. That's the shape that I see here. That shape, that's where he should be going with it. The Intercontinental Championship. He should be feuding with Dirty Dom. You know? He needs to gain some muscles, man. He needs to gain some muscle. I do understand, it shouldn't always be about looks. If you put in the work, if you can wrestle, you should be a WWE champion. You should win the big one. But god damn it, let's not overlook what the predecessors has done. The predecessors has put on a great amount of physique that, and again, when we remember the predecessors, we remember them not just by their works, but the image that they have portrayed, the image, the memory that has been embedded in our memory. The physique that they're in. Sami Zayn, bless his soul, he needs to gain some damn fucking weight. I remember when he first came to WWE, when I watched clips of him, he was a little bit, his shape was pretty good then, but I don't know what happened. He lost his muscle. He looks like he hasn't eaten in days. He's not in good shape, man. You need to put some muscle in. You need to put on some goddamn muscles, because I think it will help. Because Sami Zayn has been in WWE for quite some time. By now, he should have won the big one. By now, he should have been a World Heavyweight Champion, a WWE Champion at some point. But that hasn't happened yet. We're not going to say, oh, remember Daniel Bryan? Daniel Bryan is a good technical wrestler. Although his height and his looks or whatever, he doesn't really have the looks, but he's a good wrestler. Yeah, I do understand. I get it. But still, man, still, if you're gonna be the top guy, if you're gonna climb the mountaintop, you gotta look it. You got to look it, because guess what? If somebody who has the look and has the work ethic faces you, it's no brainer. Just like when Daniel Bryan, bless his soul, during his time, the fans were behind him. The fans wanted him to win. At a point during main events, the fans were chanting, "We want Bryan." They did not give a rat's ass who's wrestling. They even booed Batista when Batista came back. They didn't give a rat's ass who was wrestling. The fans were in for Daniel Bryan. And as fate will have it, he became WWE champion. But then, as much as that is all good, Sami Zayn needs to put in some muscles, man. He just needs to put in some muscles. It will help his gimmick. I think it will increase his gimmick a little bit if he puts in work, gain some muscles, gain some weight, and all of that stuff. So, Kyrene wants me to give a shout out. What's up, Kyrene? I believe I've given you a shout out before. Gagan, best in the world. You're from India. How's it going, Gagan? So moving on. So after this promo, Orton looks at Sami Zayn with a condescending look and tells him, I do understand. I get it. You've put in your work over the years. I get it. You were a full-fledged WWE superstar at this point. But unfortunately, your time is not now because I'm looking to win. I'm looking to be the winner, stuff like that. So the match starts. This match ended with Sami Zayn going for Haluva kick, and Orton catches him with an RKO. 1, 2, 3. Deep down, I wanted Sami Zayn to win. Since his race, his work, his ambition to win the Money in the Bank, he didn't win it. I was hoping that at least with this King of the Ring, that he will be the winner for this upcoming King of the Ring. That's what I was expecting him to do. That's what I was expecting WWE to give him. Because the guy has put in work over the years. He has always tried to be within the title phase, but he never makes it. He never wins the big one. At least they could at least give him the King of the Ring, because every other person who is participating in this King of the Ring thing, Sami Zayn, he was my favorite to be the winner for this King of the Ring, because everybody else has won the World Heavyweight Champion, and Sami Zayn has been there for quite some time. He has put in a lot of work. I would have expected WWE to take him all the way to the finals, win the King of the Ring. At least it will be something that he can have in his resume, right? But that didn't happen. Orton beat him 1, 2, 3, and he's going to advance to probably the finals for the King of the Ring tournament. So there you have it. Solo Sikoa and Jacob Fatu's feud. Solo comes out, calls out Jacob. Jacob comes out. Solo Sikoa said, "Look, Jacob, I didn't come here to fight you." And a fan in the crowd, this is what happened. Solo Sikoa comes out, calls out Jacob Fatu. Jacob Fatu comes out, and Solo said, with it, he played right into the character too, because he wants to reunite with Jacob. And of course, he's not showing his macho side in any way, shape, or form. He came for peace. He genuinely came for peace. But that peace, there's a reason why he came to have truce between him and Jacob Fatu. So he said, "I didn't come here to fight you." And I heard, I'm not sure if you guys heard it, I heard a fan, okay? A fan said, "Shut up." I heard a fan say, "Shut up." And I started laughing so hard because I did not expect that. And that fan probably shouted that "shut up" so loud that it went through, it echoed right into the mic, That was kind of funny. If you guys didn't hear it, go back and rewatch it. Once Solo Sikoa said, "I didn't come here to fight you," you could literally hear your fans say, "Shut up," That was funny. So after he was done, talking, Jacob looked at him, and of course, Jacob didn't believe him in any way, shape, or form. Jacob believed that everything was okay up until he won the champion. But before he got to that part, he told Solo that everything you did for me was for Solo. Everything you did for me was only for you and for you only. That he's selfish, he's self-centered, and he has realized something. That everything was okay up until he won the United States champion. That this title is the reason why Solo is acting the way he's been acting towards him. That this title is the problem. And for that, he lays the title right in the middle of the ring. Right in the middle of the ring. Solo on the other side, Jacob on the other side. And he says, "Fight me for this title. Fight me for it." Right? And of course, as you will have it, he gets attacked. He gets double teamed attacked. And Jimmy Uso comes for his rescue. And now it looks like next week's SmackDown or in the near future, it's going to be um, Solo will be taken because it was announced that Jacob Fatu or Solo will be taking on Jacob Fatu for that United States champion. So I do like their feud. Jacob has his persona. I really dig his persona, and I like the fact that their feud is slowly heating up. It's slowly heating up. Now, going back when I said Roman Reigns coming back, if Roman comes back at this point, it's definitely going to affect the feud Solo and Jacob are doing right now. It's going to affect it. So I like the idea of the tribal chief coming back, but I don't like the idea of what may happen if he comes back. Okay? Because now, if he comes back, most likely he's going to go after Seth Rollins. He's definitely going to go after Seth Rollins. And if he goes after Seth Rollins, Seth Rollins and his goons are going to be on him 24/7. And he is the tribal chief, which means he's going to need his posses. He's going to need his bloodline. And that bloodline feud, when it happened, it was one of the things that saved WWE actually. Because when the bloodline started, I believe it started during COVID. That was when Roman Reigns came back and became the tribal chief. So he saved WWE at the time. So that bloodline thing, if they kick it off again, it could take some time. And I'm not sure if we're going to get this feud that we're getting between Solo Sikoa and Jacob Fatu. Am I gonna react to Lord of the Mystery next Saturday, June 28th? Is that a new anime? If it is a new anime coming out, I will look into it. So moving on. So finally, the main event, R-Truth faces John Cena. Like I said before, R-Truth came out using the same theme song. Nothing has changed. His wrestling move set, nothing has changed on that either. The creativity is just not there. The creative are not invested. WWE are not really invested in this feud or in Ron Killing's feud or in Ron Killing's persona as we thought that they would. Because when he used Ron Killing's, everybody, including myself, the universe, the WWE universe, were all up for Ron Killings or R-Truth going with his real name as Ron Killings. I was expecting an anti-hero or an anti-gimmick. He's not a good guy, he's not a bad guy, he's just there. He just does what he needs to do. That's the persona he's portraying although, let me say it again, although that is the persona he's portraying, but is not the creative, the WWE universe, the WWE, they are not invested in this as much as I was expecting them to invest in it. Which name should we go by? R-Truth or Ron Killings? They should stick him with one, and he should run with that name, especially since he has made it crystal clear. I'm not here to play games. All these years, I've been made to be a clown, an entertainment to y'all. Now, you gotta take me serious. Now it's time for you guys to take me serious. Now it's time for the WWE Universe to take me serious. Now you're going to see the absolute best of my persona. Thus, going with Ron Killings, thus changing maybe his theme song, his swag, his moveset, maybe bring back the TNA moveset, thus investing in his gimmick. I don't think they invested that much. You know what? Let me just say it. WWE they are not invested in Ron Killings. Because if they are invested in him, why is he still using R-Truth? Unless now that his feud with John Cena is done, unless he's not planning on going anywhere anytime soon. Because based on what I heard, the reason why he went with Ron Killings is because after his feud with John Cena, he can be able to go to other promotions and continue his wrestling career. But now he's still using R-Truth. Which one should we go by? Well, I guess we're going to see the next couple of weeks what's going to happen. Is he going to continue to use R-Truth? But he has changed his name to Ron Killings. Which one should we go by? I don't know. So the next couple of weeks, we're going to see who is going to feud next. I can't talk now. Who he's going to be feuding with next. And speaking of Sami Zayn earlier, Sami Zayn is probably going to start feuding with this new guy named Cross that continues to interfere during his promo, that continues to instigate him every time Sami Zayn is in backstage going over his promo or talking to somebody. This new guy named Cross continues to instigate him every time. So we'll see what's going to happen with that, because they're slowly building their feud. Me personally, I hope that Sami Zayn will gain some weight, and I hope that one day he will become a champion. I hope that one day he's going to win the big one. But until then, I'm not sure where his career is going, So be that as he may, that is my review for this past WWE Smackdown 2025, June the 20th. And let me see. So, Lord of the Mysteries is a new anime. All right, okay. I'm going to check it out and see what it's all about. Hopefully, on Saturday I will take it on. Saturday, what am I doing Saturday? Saturdays are normally my One Piece live stream. So I'm going to see how that is going to work out. We'll see how that is going to work out. The Mysteries, the Lord of the Mysteries. Yeah, for my anime audience out there, you all know that spring anime is done. Now we're slowly getting into summer animes, and I'm looking forward to see the type of animes that are gonna come out this summer. The three anime that I'm sure of is Demon Slayer, Kaiju no 8, Dandada, and now just brought up this anime called The Lord of the Mysteries. So, anyways, there you have it, man. That's my review. Feel free to let me know what you think about it. For some of you guys that will be watching this live stream after, let me know what you think about John Cena's promo. And let me know what you think about the review. Let me know what you think about R-Truth and his new gimmick as Ron Killings. Which one should you go by? John Cena's promo and the three men he mentioned, Cesaro, Zack Ryder, and Dolph Ziggler. is it a foreshadowing of the new or of a new feud between him and these men? Because the feud between John Cena and these three men individually, I kind of see the point to it, because during the time John Cena was the main guy, these guys never really got to be their ultimate best, right? They never got to be their absolute best due to the fact that John Cena was the man, and there's this ceiling, the John Cena ceiling, that they could not breach. Dolph Ziggler, on the other hand, was lucky enough to become World Heavyweight Champion at some point, but that was only one time. And after that run, first of all, that run didn't last that long anyway. That run, Dolph Ziggler's World Heavyweight Champion run, didn't last that long. And on top of that, after that run, he never, ever, ever won the big titles like the World Heavyweight Champion or the WWE Champion until he left WWE. So there you have it. Feel free to check out my other content on the channel. Feel free to check out my membership content. If you want to check out my membership content, or if you want to get to the membership, click the link in the description, go to the membership, sub to the member, and you will gain access to exclusive content and exclusive informations, exclusive live stream, because I'm planning on doing more live stream for the members. Although where we are right now, we're still very small, but I'm hoping that as we get bigger, I'm hoping to do live stream for members only. So thank you guys for coming in. Karen, Amin, Gagan, Best in the World, Alui, Liam, McDonald. Thanks for coming into the chat, and see you guys in the next video.